Imagine waking up in a room that isn't yours. A room where the air hangs heavy with an unidentifiable, chilling scent, where the dim glow of an unseen light source casts long, dancing shadows on the decaying wallpaper. The silence is almost deafening, broken only by the distant, rhythmic drip, drip, drip of a leaky faucet echoing through the emptiness. Our protagonist stirs, their senses slowly adjusting to the oppressive atmosphere. A cold dread seeps into their skin as they recognize the unfamiliar surroundings. The room, once perhaps a place of comfort and solace, is now a cage of uncertainty. The peeling paint, the musty odor, the cryptic stains on the worn-out carpet, all whisper tales of forgotten times and unseen horrors. Their heart thumps louder in the chest, a wild drum against the eerie quietude. A sense of panic begins to rise, a primal fear that sends shivers down their spine. As terror begins to take hold, the protagonist realizes that they are not alone in the room. A chilling whisper echoes through the room. The words, though barely audible, seem to be carried on the wind, a wind that should not exist within the confines of this room. Our protagonist, caught in the web of this uncanny situation, feels an icy breeze that ripples through the room, grazing their skin and chilling their bones. They strain their ears, trying to decipher the ethereal whispers, yet they remain elusive, slipping away just as they seem to come into focus. The whispers seem to be everywhere and nowhere, a spectral symphony that plays with the protagonist's senses. They dance on the edge of perception, a tantalizing hint of the unknown. The temperature in the room plunges, a cold so intense it feels like a physical presence. The protagonist shivers, their breath clouding in the freezing air. Yet their eyes scan the room, finding nothing. No open windows, no faulty heating, no logical explanation for the frosty chill that pervades the room. As the whispers grow in intensity, the protagonist feels the hairs on the back of their neck stand up. An unseen force seems to be in the room with them, a presence that they can't see, can't touch, but can most definitely feel. The air grows denser, the atmosphere heavier, as if the room itself is holding its breath. And yet, the identity of this presence remains a mystery, an enigma wrapped in shadow and fear. The whispers, the cold, the unseen force, all point to something beyond the realm of the ordinary. Yet the protagonist is left in the dark, the key to this riddle, tantalizingly out of reach. The suspense builds, a crescendo of whispers and chilling wind, a symphony of horror that plays on the protagonist's fear. And just when it seems like the tension can't get any higher, when the whispers are a deafening roar in the protagonist's ears, suddenly the whispers stop, replaced by an eerie silence that's even more terrifying. In the deafening silence, the protagonist senses an unseen threat. It's a sensation that creeps under the skin, a sinister whisper in the back of the mind, a shadow that dances at the edge of sight. Our protagonist feels it, a dread that fills the room, seeping into every corner, every crevice, like a fog that obscures the heart. This is no ordinary fear, but a primal terror that tugs at the very soul, an unseen presence that lurks in the room, unseen yet undeniably felt. There's a chill in the air, a cold that sinks deep into the bones and leaves the skin prickling with goosebumps. The protagonist shivers, every nerve on high alert, senses heightened to an unbearable pitch. They can feel it, the unseen threat, a silent predator in the darkness, watching, waiting. It's there, somewhere, hidden in the shadows, a malevolent force that looms like an ominous storm. Desperate, the protagonist searches for an escape, a way out of this room of shadows and fears. But the doors are locked, the windows barred, every possible exit a dead end. The walls feel like they're closing in, the ceiling pressing down, the room shrinking, the darkness growing. The air grows thicker, the silence louder, the unseen threat ever closer. And yet we, the unseen observers of this horrifying tale, are kept in suspense. The nature of this unseen threat remains obscured, shrouded in mystery. Is it a ghost, a demon, a creature of the night? Or is it something far worse, something beyond our wildest fears, something that lurks, not just in the shadows but in the depths of our nightmares? The protagonist's breath quickens, their heart pounding like a drum in their chest. The fear is palpable now, a living entity in the room, its icy fingers wrapping around their throat. They can almost taste the dread, feel the weight of despair pressing down on them. It feels like all hope is lost, like there's no escape from this unseen terror. But then, just as the protagonist is about to give up hope, they find a hidden door. With a glimmer of hope, the protagonist approaches the hidden door. The darkness is thick, almost palpable, yet a tiny flicker of optimism still lingers within them. They extend a trembling hand, fingers brushing against the cold, rough texture of the ancient wood. The anticipation is a living creature in the room, its breath hitching with that of our protagonist. Their heart pounds like a frantic drum in their chest, each beat echoing the seconds that stretch into eternity. The stillness is shattered by the grating symphony of rusted hinges screaming their protest. The door creaks open, inch by agonizing inch, a reluctant participant in this dance of dread. Their breath catches, trapped in a throat tightened by fear. The door groans its final protest and falls silent, revealing what lies beyond. As the door swings open, the protagonist is met with a sight that chills them to the bone. Beyond the door lies a sight that defies all logic, a realm of shadows and whispers, where the laws of reality seem to unravel. Our protagonist steps into this chilling abyss, their heart pounding like a war drum in their chest. This was not a place of this world, nor the next, but a horrific amalgamation of both. Suddenly, the unseen threat reveals itself, not a monster nor a ghost, but something far more terrifying. It's the protagonist's own life, twisted and distorted, a grotesque caricature of their past, present, and future. The friends they've lost, the love they've squandered, the time they've wasted, all magnified into a grotesque tableau of regret and despair. The truth of their abduction dawns on them. They weren't taken. They were brought to face the most horrifying creature of all, themselves. As the protagonist stares in horror, a voice behind them whispers, "Welcome home."